Hey guys, this morning we've got Ronnie Bassett here locally in the Winston-Salem area, a bit of a racing legend, business legend. A lot of folks know Ronnie. Obviously, a lot of the folks know your boys from the Xfinity Series, Cars Tour. And man, we're just honored to have Ronnie Bassett on the show this morning. This episode brought to you by Jeff Hill Trailer Sales in Modoc, Indiana. JeffHillTrailerSales.com has got everything you need. Cargo, utility, stacker, full-blown race trailer. Whatever you need, Jeff and his crew will get you taken care of. JeffHillTrailerSales.com. Check them out today. So welcome to welcome.
Well, I appreciate you having me here.
Absolutely, man. So there's a lot of folks who listen who are in the dirt world who probably don't know who Ronnie Bassett is. We've got folks West Coast. We've got folks all over the world. Give us just a little history. Who is Ronnie Bassett? And tell me what Ronnie Bassett. Who is this guy?
Well, I mean, we just a local guy here that we just like racing. I've always, of course, back in the day, I started racing first race with you actually back in the day over at the stadium, and then of course I didn't get started till I was probably 20. 22, 20, yeah, probably early 20s before I ever even sat in a race car.
When I met you, you were doing gutters.
Yep.
Out of an open pickup truck in an open trailer. You were doing gutters.
That was kind of what got it started. That was my summer job in high school for the last couple of years. So I graduated high school and too dumb to go to college. So, would work with my hands.
Sure.
So I took what I knew and went and bought me a gutter machine, and then. So when I started doing that, well, then what happened was I got into racing, which I always liked racing, but as we both know, Mike Robertson, he's one that got me into this. So I'm still blanking on him today.
I didn't know Mike got you into this. Okay.
He calls me up one day and because my dad worked with his dad.
Okay.
At the Piedmont Concrete
I didn't know that.
For 50 years or ever how long they were there. And my dad helped Gerald back in the day on his modified.
Yes.
So anyway, Mike calls me up one day, and I really didn't know Mike. I knew of him, but, he's like, hey, man, I got a car for the stadium and need some sponsorship and this and that, and so anyway, Mike's a good salesman.
A very good salesman.
Yeah. So
to this day, probably one of the best sponsoring cars at the stadium, man, for sure.
Exactly. So he talks me into giving him a little money that year, so we did. But at the end of that year, I don't know if you remember back then, they would have I think it's called a consolation race.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, Mike had done promised somebody to drive his car.
Was it the crew race is what it was?
Exactly. Yeah. But Bryant Robertson, his brother, Mike worked a deal out with Bryant. You know how Mike, I don't know how he did it. He's like, look, I want Ronnie to drive your car.
Yeah.
So Bryant let me drive his car, the consolation race that year at the stadium. And of course, obviously that was the worst thing ever happened because then.
So that would have had to been 89, 90, 91, right around there.
It was 91, I think.
Okay.
I think 91 or 92.
Because you and I started at the stadium the same year, as far as started in, Buzz Bombers then.
Yeah, Buzz.
So I think we started exactly the same time over there. So it'd have been 90, 91 right there. Yeah.
So Brian let me drive his car. And then, like I say, the bug.
It was on.
It was on. So then when Mike calls me, over the winters, hey, man, want to sponsor me again? I was like, man, I'm building me a car.
Oh, man, yeah. So, he's like, dang, I shouldn't have done that.
So from that day on, we've been racing.
And now you ran the stadium for years, had a lot of success at the stadium. You were one of the Toyota guys back in the day. Yeah. You ran the stadium, and you ran some late models and some other stuff yourself.
Yeah, we run the stadium. We run a 4-cylinder there for 4 or 5 years, and then we moved up to the sportsman division over and run it. I don't know, another probably 4 years of that. Still
to this day, arguably that blue 44 car you had with Cards Construction on. Talk about a memory.
Yeah,
that was good. Arguably the prettiest race car I've ever seen at Bowman Gray. That thing was gorgeous.
That car was built. Todd Barrier, I'm sure you know Todd.
Yeah.
Todd built that thing over at Ed Barrier's shop for me. That was actually a Port City car.
Wow.
We built it. Which was kind of stupid to build something that nice to bring to the stadium.
Yeah, but it was a really nice race car.
That thing was nice.
And it was fast, too.
It was fast. It had aluminum body on it, complete aluminum body. It had 800 pounds of lead in it. It was so light.
That thing was bad.
But anyway, long story short, we did that. And then we did that for several years. And then we was like, we want to go do something besides the stadium. We did that for 8 or 10 years or whatever. And then and which, we made a lot of friends, and we still have a lot of friends. That's where I met you at the stadium,
Absolutely.
But you know how it is, you race a little bit, you argue all night, you fight your way home.
Yeah.
And
I was going to say, I only remember one run-in you and I actually ever had. One. Otherwise, we got along pretty good, which was pretty good because at that time we were all young and full of piss and vinegar. So, yes.
Well, and the funny thing about that, I don't even really remember what happened. I mean, I know it was just something stupid on
Oh,
the track.
I spun you out on purpose. It was completely me.
Okay, well then.
Yeah. Because the week before, and we actually, we had Greg Garrison on the show.
Oh, yeah. Oh, really?
The week before, I tried to protest, and the track wouldn't accept the protest.
Protest me?
Yes.
Oh, really?
So the guy who I was driving for at the time, Randy Mock.
Randy?
Because, Randy and Craig were big buddies, and my Randy and your Randy were buddies, and they wouldn't let me protest you. And Randy told me the next week, he says, well, we'll just handle it on the racetrack. So you were leading, I was running second, and we wasn't nobody around us. So sure enough, he said, spin him out. And I was like, really? He said, spin him out. I said, all right. So I spun you out. Yeah.
Man, I didn't even know that.
See the stuff you learn here on driving fast and taking chances?
Well, I don't even know you remember this. The funny part was, I know we had some words and all that in the pits, and everybody was, everything was all good and calmed down.
Yeah.
Until the women got in the pits.
Oh, it's always worse when the women come.
And then,
you know what? It's still like that to this day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. We were down there, and like I say, I can remember we were parked over in that far right-hand corner, and you were parked over there.
And we were probably across from each other in some way, yeah.
And we were done arguing. It was done over with.
Yeah, it is what it is.
And then here comes Lisa, and she threw a water bottle.
Water bottle, yes.
Water bottle. You remember that?
I do.
Threw a water bottle. Here it goes.
We called her Water Boy for 10 years because of that. So, yeah. Yeah, she chucked the water bottle.
So we, I think that was the last time we let Lisa even come.
Now, here's the thing. Your wife's 5 foot tall. My wife's 5 foot tall. This is 1991 or 92. So both of our women were little bitty things at the time. So it was like this, it was like a homeless cat fight at the time. So yeah. But yeah, no, it was a one and done thing. And I think after that, we raced each other pretty heads up and didn't have a problem. So.
Never, yeah. I mean, we was done anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the women just always had
they can't let it go. Yeah.
I've told Lisa one time, look, you can kind of racetrack. You're in the stands. I mean,
it's much safer up there.
Yeah.
I know them women get crazy in the stands too, man.
Yeah, but now we started having kids in, so she wound up having to just like bite her tongue because she had to take care of the kids up there then. But but still, yeah.
So you guys ran some Caraway. You did some late model stuff there. Had some success there too, man.
Yeah, we ran the limited deal there for the first couple of years. Then when I'll never forget when me and David, Mike helped me for all them years, and he's like, we was like wanting to do late model. And you remember they used to have that 300 lap race I think on Wednesday at Caraway.
Yeah.
And I told David, I said, well, we're going to move up. Let's just move up next week. He said, man, you going to go from 30 laps to 300 laps? Because you had a limited race for 30 laps. I was
it's only a 270 lap increase. I got this.
I was like, hey, go big or go home.
Yeah.
So we moved up that next week, and then we ran late model for several years, and we kind of bounced around a little bit. Went to Motor Mile, run a couple races, went to Tri-County, run some. But at that point, Ronnie and Dylan were starting to get.
I was going to say, now you're really starting to have kids, and I want to circle back, man. So one of the earliest things, man, I may even get emotional about this. One of the hardest memories I have of you guys when you lost John. And man, I'm tearing up too right now. I never remember anybody pushing a race car around that racetrack quite like that. And man, I didn't have kids at the time. That was your first son, I assume.
Yeah.
That was a tough deal for all of us. And I think at that time, I really realized how tight of a family we all were because everybody was there for support. And in that moment, I know you and Lisa were hurting, but it's like I'd never seen our group of people rally around somebody like we did. And man, that had to be tough. And if you don't want to talk about that, you don't talk about, I know that's a scar that'll be there forever, man, but I can't imagine the loss of a child, Ronnie.
Yeah, that was tough. And I know a lot of times you'll see pictures we'll post, like in his birthday and stuff like that. It's a picture of me and him in Victory Lane.
Yeah.
And but that win was
I know it ain't easy, buddy.
That was 7 days, 1 week before he died.
Wow. I know that was it was a tough day and a tough time, and it wasn't just the racers, man. Like I say, man, I'm sorry we can pause or whatever, man. I just remember, I remember them pushing that car around that track.
Yeah.
And I remember the flowers on the car. And I remember for the first time in my life, silence around that entire place. And it was like in the moment, whether you were a Ronnie Bassett fan or whether you weren't a Ronnie Bassett fan, everybody loved your family.
Yeah.
And I think what that really made it realize for me, and it had never happened before, is the human factor, what we do. You know, we'd show up over there and we would think, man, we're all just racers and we're the best and we're this, that, and the other. And I think sometimes we checked our not our personalities, but the personalities were big at the racetrack. We stopped being people at the door and we began being racers.
Yeah.
And at that point, it was the first time I remember in my young life where when we crossed that line, we were all people again and we were all loving each other. So I know that was a tough time for that. And you guys, so John was your first, Ronnie Jr. was your second?
Yeah. Ronnie was, let's see, John died in 94. And then Ronnie's born in 95. So
you got Ronnie,
Dylan.
Samantha.
No, there's Brandon in there.
Brandon, yep.
Brandon. And then Samantha.
Yep.
Then Chase.
Yes.
And then we got DeVete and Kalina, the two we adopted.
Right on. And we're going to touch on that in just a second too. Now the boys, Ronnie and Dylan, start coming up. Did they want to race or did you want them to race or was it a combination of both?
I mean, you know, that's all they knew. You know what I mean? Well, they out in the garage.
Grew up in the shop, yeah.
Grew up in the shop. So, you know, obviously, I didn't have to make them race.
Yeah.
I'll never forget though. When we started working on, Ronnie, obviously he's like 13, 14 months older than Dylan. So back then the Bandoleros, we didn't do go-karts.
Right.
You know.
And that was probably smart.
We were going to, and I'll never forget, we went, I think the track up in, up near the dirt track in Madison.
Madison, yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, so for some reason I was like, I'm gonna get Ronnie a go-kart.
Yeah.
So me and Ronnie and Dylan and Brandon went one night by ourselves. And Brandon, he was still in a baby seat. I mean, like, he's probably 3 months old. I don't know.
Got to break him in early, Ronnie. I mean, come on.
For some reason, I took all three of them by myself. And anyway, we were sitting up there, and man, that place is fast.
Yes.
And when them go-karts come off the track and come up in the stands and just about landed on Brandon in his car seat, I was like, you know what? We ain't doing this go-kart race.
Man, if you think Lisa was mad at me throwing a water bottle, can you imagine what I had to go down that? That'd have been rough.
That's why we didn't get no go-karts.
That's fair enough.
I was like, she's like, I told her what, she's like, we ain't doing that. So
now, and one of the cool things that I remember about that, when your kids were racing Bandoleros, man, you know, a lot of dads make a lot of commitments, man. We buy good cars, we buy trucks, we buy trailers, motors. Bro, you built a racetrack at the house. And I'm not talking about a little podunk dirt track. I believe the county understands that as a circle driveway. Is that correct?
Circle driveway.
And let me just ask you, if you were guessing, how many racers have made laps in your circle driveway now?
Man, there's been a bunch. I mean, I've seen them from go-karts to legend cars to bandoleros to sportsman cars to modifieds.
I brought Matt Caldwell there with a modified. Taught him how to drive a modified.
Yeah. K&N cars. I mean, I had back, I guess it's Bill McAnally back when they had the Napa car.
Yeah.
And they come up there and did a brake test one day. I mean,
well, you'd have to have plenty of brakes at Bassett International.
This episode brought to you by Jeff Hill Trailer Sales in Modoc, Indiana. JeffHillTrailerSales.com has got everything you need. Cargo, utility, stacker, full-blown race trailer, whatever you need, Jeff and his crew will get you taken care of. JeffHillTrailerSales.com. Check them out today. This episode brought to you by the 2026 Chili Bowl Nationals. You'll want to find out more, chilibowl.com. There are still tickets available for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and you can buy them online. First time ever, jump on there and get your Chili Bowl tickets. Great seats still remain for the 2026 Chili Bowl Nationals. Tulsa, Oklahoma, 40th anniversary. Don't miss it, chilibowl.com.
How big is your circle driveway?
It's only a fifth mile.
Yeah.
But it's 30 foot wide.
Yeah.
And
smooth as glass.
It's getting some age on it now.
Yeah.
It's aging.
It's got character.
It's got some character now.
Because I'd call your text and say, hey, man, can we come over? You like, yeah, I got to roll the basketball goal and move the truck out of the way. We don't want anybody to run over nothing.
Yeah.
So
it was, but yeah, it was funny though. We were building that thing and the guy, somebody called in on me, you know, one of the neighbors or whatever. And they come down and said, man, what are you doing here? It's like, of course, I had that toter home back in the day. Remember?
Absolutely.
And I was like, man, it's my circle driveway.
Get your motorhome in and out.
And that's what I said. He said, well, why do you need guardrail on your circle driveway? I said, So, I mean, that thing costs a lot of money, man. I
Yeah,
don't want to
nobody
run
will
down the
run.
thing.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But,
Yeah, I never, you know what? I had a couple toter homes. I didn't have the guardrail though, but it was a pretty cool deal. We've been over there. I've had multiple kids that I've taught how to race there. You've always been very generous. You've been generous with everything in your life, Ronnie. And I think that's the thing. People who don't know you don't know the Ronnie Bassett that the rest of us here in the community know. I know you've done mission work with the church, man. You give back. You're tirelessly working to help people out. And that's where we'll touch back with Chase. You guys kind of have a sort of a special thing going on there, man. Buddy scoops. I know the story. For those out here who don't know the story, we're going to touch on that. But man, like if that's not the epitome of selflessness and being willing to give back, I don't know what is. Tell us about Buddy Scoops, man. I actually had a Buddy Scoop shirt on the other day, so yeah.
well, Chase, of course, he's our last biological kid,
Yeah.
and he's got Downs, but I mean, and he's pretty high function,
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely. His videos are great too. We love them, man.
I mean, I tell you what we did with him is like, before he was born, we knew he was going to have Downs. And, of course, you got Ronnie, Dylan, Brandon, Samantha. I was, look, no matter what, we're not going to treat him no different.
Yeah.
Because, if you treat him different, I mean, of course, there's some things you got to pay attention to more.
Sure.
But, like, if a dog knocks him down, get up, boy. Don't,
Absolutely, let's go.
if you fall down, skin your knees, get up.
Yeah.
Whatever. If you want to go play ball, whatever, and get knocked down, it is what it is, And, of course, with Ronnie, Dylan, and Brandon, I mean, he didn't have a choice to be tough.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they beat him up, throw him around just like a rag doll. But, I mean, obviously, they watched after him, but
Yeah.
we didn't.
Treat him like a brother.
Yeah, we didn't treat him like he was fragile. You know what I mean? And because a lot of people ask me all the time, I said, "Man, Chase is." I was like, "Man, he's just a 15-year-old boy right now."
Right.
And he's definitely that. I mean,
Oh.
like,
All of it, man. All of it. Yes.
I mean, the worst part's the girls.
oh
I
gosh.
mean, I was really thinking, like, man, we're something we won't have to worry about. Oh my God, dude! I think it's like 10 times worse with the girls. It's like,
Well, because you and I, we did that deal at Woodleaf. Jeff had us down. We did a little promo there for Buddy Scoops. I think you guys were sponsoring the track and vice versa, this, that, and the other. And the first thing that you said when you walked in, he is not short of confidence at all. At all. He said, if I hadn't been that confident, man, I'd have never got beat. So, yeah.
he's definitely. You can't, yeah, he can do anything.
Yeah.
Just ask him. I mean,
without a doubt.
which is, I mean, in his situation, it's a good thing that he's not bashful
Right.
by no means.
Right.
And like I say, he's full of confidence.
Oh,
and,
full. Yeah.
But long story short, like I say, he'd always, him growing up, and I say these kids like him, and I don't mean to be that in a bad way, but
Sure.
like today he may be on to, I mean, he's a WWE fan. I mean, like, dude, I mean, like, I hear about Jey Uso every single
He knows
day.
all about Jay, doesn't he?
I mean, I'm telling you, if I could get Jey Uso to come see him one time,
It'd be on.
that would be like, I mean,
Hey, right here. Ready? Hey, Jey Uso, I tell you what, if you'll come and see Chase at Buddy Scoops, we'll get you all the ice cream you can eat. Your whole posse can come in there. I will take you over to the shop. You can get the race car tour. I tell you what, we'll even let you make laps there in the circle driveway. Fair enough?
fair enough.
Let's do it, man. Jey Uso, there's your call out right there.
I mean, and Chase, we're doing and this is what we've talked about. But I know we'll never make it happen. But like we're having like a surprise 16th birthday party for Chase at Buddy Scoops on December the 6th, December the 13th, his birthday.
Chase, don't watch this. You're not hearing that. So yes, okay.
And we've talked about this. Like, man, if we could get Jey Uso to walk in that door for,
That'd be awesome, man. We got to work on that. Hey, we got listeners out there, and we got people who know everybody. We need to make this happen, y'all. Jey Uso, we got to get him here. Let's see if we can do it, man. We've made some pretty crazy stuff happen. Let's see what we can do, man. So what is Buddy Scoops? What was the vision? How did it even happen?
Well, the way it happened was, like I say, Chase, going back to what I was saying, like Chase, he's on to one thing, then then he'll go on to something else, but he's been on an ice cream kick. He's always said, I want an ice cream shop.
So like he wanted to have an ice cream
Yeah,
shop.
he's always talked about an ice cream shop.
Fair enough.
But like I said, a lot of things, like he'll be on this kick today, on this something else
Change
tomorrow.
it, right.
But the ice cream kick never went away.
Okay.
That's kind of where I was going with that.
Okay.
I mean, that never goes away. It never went away. So I was up there. The guys was renting half of our building up there, and I was having to redo a lot of work or renovate it for him. So every day he'd come over. He's like, "Dad, what you doing? Build me an ice cream shop?" It's like, "No, Chase, explained to him what I was doing, and he looked at me, okay. Next day, come back over, Daddy, is this my ice cream shop?
Ice cream.
3 weeks, I swear, every day he come over, every day. And he just wouldn't let it go. So I told Lisa, I said, you know what? I said, we got a little bit of room left over here, which actually was part of our office. I said, we could give up and we can just make him a little ice cream shop.
You'd be so happy.
I said, and this was our plan. I called Hershey Ice Cream Company.
Right.
I said, look, told him what the deal was, got chased. I said, he just wants to sell ice cream. I said, probably won't never sell the first scoop.
Yeah.
I said, well, we can just put a cooler up here in the front, put a sign on the door. And if somebody buys some, great. If they don't, he'll just eat it all.
He probably will.
And so, but the guy's like, all right, well, let me get back with you. Well, he calls me back a couple of days later. I says, man, he's like, we can't sell you no ice cream, man. It's like,
really?
Yeah.
Why can't they do ice cream?
Well, of course, Zeno down here at Thunder Road.
Yeah.
He sells
which we love and we eat down there. So yeah.
So
absolutely.
nothing, and it's not. I'm not saying it's bad.
Yeah.
But Zeno sells Hershey ice cream.
Okay.
The guy's like, well, we got a guy down the road which is a good customer. He sells our brand ice cream, so we really don't want to step on his toes. And I understood that.
I like Chase better than I like Zeno. Did I say that? Sorry, Zeno. I like Chase better than I like Zeno.
But it wasn't that he said that, because I didn't even realize that's what I didn't know what I knew it was Zeno sold ice cream.
We knew we had it, but I didn't know what it was. Yeah.
So, but it was kind of the way the guy said it. And you know what I mean? You know how like sometimes when no redneck comes out in you, it's like, God dang.
Plus, it's our kids.
Yeah.
Don't tell us we can't do something for our kids. Yes.
Yeah. So he kind of rubbed me wrong.
Yeah.
And so, I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I get to get online, get to look in it. And I called a couple other companies that agreed to do it.
Yeah.
But in the process of Googling stuff, I started seeing this stuff, homemade ice cream, all the machinery you could buy. So I'm looking, I was like, if we did this and we did it like homemade and did it different,
yeah,
then maybe we could sell more than, if you can buy the same brand everywhere.
Yeah.
You kind of, you just stop here instead of driving another mile down the road. So anyway, so I found out where to buy all the equipment at and went down there, and this is really funny. I called the guy up and said, hey man, I said, I want to come talk to you, meet with you about buying all this equipment. And I was out working down in Burlington that day, and it was on down past Raleigh that I had to go meet the guy. Well, I pull in, it's a nice place now. And I'm dirty, and I'm in my work truck.
You've actually been doing manual labor.
I've been on the ladder all day.
Yeah.
I walk in, and I'm talking to him, and he's looking at me like I had 4 eyes, man. Like, you're
this guy is in the wrong place.
Yeah, this guy is lost. And he was, I don't know, he was different nationality. I don't know what he was, like Italian or something.
He wasn't from Arcadia.
No, he wasn't from Arcadia,
okay.
and he didn't understand. But anyway, so I talked to him. He showed me everything. I spent a couple hours with him. I told him, I'll be back in touch with you. So I know when I left, I was like, this dude said, I'll never see this cat.
Yeah, he didn't put no be-back powder on you?
No. So I called him back a couple weeks later and say, hey, man, I was like, we want to come down and do that, go over everything and get this deal lined up. And he's like, who am I talking to? And that dude was down there the other week.
He came down dirty, yeah.
Yeah, and so we went down there and did the deal, got all the equipment and everything, and I did call him out on it. I was like, I know you thought you'd never
go see me again, right?
He laughed. He's like, yeah, you're right. I was like, so anyway, so we bought all the equipment, and so then we decided to open up, the building a little more,
right?
Kind of make it a little nicer, know.
Like it's way more open than a regular ice cream shop, which is a nice building in general, easy to get to. It's not far off the interstate. But the decor, man, I think the thing that hit me, me and Eric, and I can't remember who else went with us. Like 2 or 3 of us went up there. Eric, and Justin went. One day we decided, man, we need an ice cream break. And they were like, where are we going? I said, man, let's go to Buddy Scoops. So we jumped in the car. I think it was Eric's first week with us, man. We jumped in the car and we headed straight down there and walked in. So that's the video where Chase arm wrestles me. He said, hey, Brad, come here. We're going to arm wrestle right now. I'm like, man, I'm not already. No, yes, you are. We kind of got to a point there and I pushed him over because I got to win. So, but the thing that hit me is when we walked in, man, it put a lump in my throat just as I am. What is that? What does that mean to you guys?
Well,
and it's big on the wall. It's big on the wall.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. We didn't come up. We seen that slogan like years ago.
Yeah.
I don't even know where we seen it at. And, and it just fit Chase.
Really, it really does.
I mean, you can go back and look at like on our race cars for the last 10, 12 years. I mean, that big handprint just ain't been
Yeah.
on the hood. It's been on the cars. It's been on.
That's awesome.
We got T-shirts that's got it on it. But I mean, it is exactly what it says it is. I mean, it's you when you walk in that ice cream shop up there, it don't matter, you know, what you are, I mean, what if you got any kind of disability, hey, it's what it just as you are.
And
man.
what I like is, I mean, we went in. I mean, Chase greeted us at the door. He all but opened the door for us. He was so excited that we were there. And as we watched interactions, there was a younger couple that came in there, a guy and a girl, his girlfriend. Man, he was interacting with them. He really is a people person. And, you know, when the world looks at Chase, maybe they see his disability or pick up on his disability, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
He's just Chase, man. He's Superman.
Well, you know, and the cool part, like I tell everybody, like about that deal, I mean, like, because Chase is the face of it.
Yeah, absolutely is.
I mean, I think we probably could sell a little ice cream if Chase wasn't there, but like, I don't think he would sell I mean, we have people drive, I mean, out, 2 hours.
Well, let me say this. Number one, it is exceptional ice cream. I don't know what y'all do, how you do it. You don't have to give away your secrets. I was in there one day and Samantha was kind of giving us the rundown. You know, your daughter and my daughter went to high school together.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Hey, aren't you Kennedy's dad?" I don't even have a name anymore. To the kids, I don't have a name. You know, in my world, everybody's like, "Bad Brad." You know, and over there, they're like, "Aren't you Kennedy's dad?" I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Has Kennedy and Hunter been here yet?" And I'm like, "No, they haven't been." And she's like, "We make everything scratch made. We make it every day." I had no idea. There was an older gentleman in there with her that day too. I don't know who that was.
That's Lisa's dad.
Lisa's dad. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was in there. Samantha was in there kind of telling us the process. I ain't gonna lie, man, I like ice cream too. We've been down there. Probably been down there 2 or 3 dozen times now. We've taken, I've taken my kids and taken the wife down there. Everybody's been down there, man. We've had a good time. I think my dad's been over there a time or 3. So, but it's really good ice cream. It's a great location. It's good facility. You've got Chase there. It's the whole ball of wax. And I know ice cream is seasonal, man, but man, I say we unseasonality ice cream, and we get people in there in the wintertime too.
Yeah, and and that was like I said, this is all new to us. We opened up April 5th, so this is our first winter.
Yeah.
And and obviously it's just cooled down the last 2 weeks.
Sure.
We've seen it slow down a little bit, which we expected. But I mean, going back to what you said a while ago, like bigger than like a lot of ice cream shops is like when we opened that thing, I had. Of course, then every ice cream vendor in the country wanted to come talk
Oh, they want to be
me.
your best friend after you get it open. Yeah.
So when they come in there, and they was like, "What are you doing over here? Over where all the seating is?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Well, that's where we're gonna have tables." And they was like, "Man, why would you do that?" It's like let me. And every one of them told me, said, "Let me explain to you." He said, "I know you've been in construction your whole life,
Right.
but in the ice cream business, you want them to come in that front door, order, get out the door.
Yeah.
You don't want them hanging out. You want the next guy in line."
No, not your deal.
I was like, I mean, me personally. I hardly go anywhere to eat or anything if I can't sit down.
Sure.
That's just me. I mean, I'm not going to eat in my car.
I'm ready to take a break.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
And I'm like, I was like, because some people don't like, we got tables and stuff outside for summertime, and some people don't like that too. But
Right.
I'm going to sit in the air conditioning.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting out
But
in the
it's
heat.
the outside thing, man.
I mean, I work outside all day long.
And you guys have a trailer too.
Got 2 of them now.
Okay. Right on.
And that was definitely an afterthought. I mean, as soon as we opened up, everybody, it was like immediately people was like, "Hey, man, y'all got a mobile unit?" I was like,
Wow. Mobile.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, no. Well, I mean, it's every day.
And you guys have done some cars tour races with that, right?
We've done about every one of them this year.
Right on. Does that go good?
That does really good. And I'll be
Awesome.
honest with you, man. I called Kip, and actually we were talking. Ronnie was actually talking to Carson.
Yeah.
When we first started, said, "Hey, Chase, we got this ice cream shop, and Chase we got a trailer for him now, and it's all for Chase, because it is."
Yeah.
And she, he's like, "What would you think about it? Did you get it worked out where we could bring it to the car store?" She's like, "Absolutely."
Oh, that's cool.
And she said, "But the only way we can probably do it is if you set up in the pits." I'm like, "Well, that's the only place
Exactly where I want to be. Yeah.
I don't want to be up in the stands. I mean,
Right.
Nothing. I want.
Yeah.
Chase likes to interact with everybody.
Sure.
And I'm telling you, man, like everybody comes over to see Chase. I mean, some of them I don't even think want ice cream. They just come over just to talk
Just
to
to see
Chase.
Chase. Yeah. He's a lot of
Yeah.
fun, man.
I'll never forget, like the first couple of weeks we took it. I mean, we didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And man, we had a line. I mean, like it was just me and Chase. The first 3 races, just me and Chase did it by ourselves.
You put a stop to that. You got some help in
Oh
there.
man, I mean, like they were lined up. A mile long, looked like. And
Yeah.
but you know what? Nobody complained
No.
because Chase is out the window. he was talking to every
Everybody.
one of them, and they were standing there laughing. And then I'm like, I'd be like, Chase, I said, don't take no more orders. Because like the racetrack, like milkshakes is a big thing because
Yeah.
people can just set them down and go
Take
back
off,
to
yeah.
it. You know what I mean? And I'd say, no more, just talk to him, Chase. No more orders. He'd say, okay. Like 2 seconds later, he turned 6 more milkshakes. And I'm like,
I thought I just
Hey,
said no more.
I'll tell you, this is what's funny, like Chase. You know, he don't understand, but like, he's a pretty good business guy.
Yeah.
He's like, Daddy, I got their money though. He's
But
there,
now we got to
don't want them to
deliver.
leave. Don't want them to leave.
Now
Let's
I
get-
got
you
to
know,
deliver.
But now the drivers, the crews, I mean, like, man, they're so good to Chase, man. I mean, it's just like that is. I
That's
mean,
awesome.
he looks forward to going to the racetrack every week just to. I mean, he don't know people by name, not
Right.
everybody, but I'm telling you, he knows every
As soon
face
as
that
he
walks up
sees
that
him.
window.
And now everybody knows his face, man. He's the ice cream man. So that's
Yeah.
perfect. That's perfect. Talk a little bit about Ronnie Jr. and Dylan and their racing careers. Started in Bandoleros, ran some Legends cars. You guys actually ran a few years even of Xfinity. Talk about your boys and them coming up in the racing that they did.
Well, we started out, like I say, in the Bandolera cars. We did that for, that was when I built the track at the house.
The driveway.
Yeah.
That's so
And it
cool.
worked out really good because,
Yeah.
what I made them do, it sounds cruel, but like, when they got home from school every day,
Yeah. Oh, I know. I remember.
it's 100 laps a day.
Yes, sir.
You had to run 100 laps every day. And so they would get home from school, come down, and they'd just run. Because, Bandolera races, they're only 15 laps, 20
Sure.
laps.
Yeah.
So,
It's hard to get good if you don't get good.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when they got to the racetrack, I mean, for the race to be over, and they wasn't even confident. I mean, they just run
yeah,
100
we were
laps.
just getting started. Yeah.
Yeah. So that kind of worked out really, really good for them in the
Yeah.
Bandolera world. I mean,
Y'all had a ton of success in Bandoleros.
I mean, both of them won over 200 races.
Yeah.
I mean, both of them won the national championship twice. I mean, we raced all over the country.
yes,
you
I
know.
remember.
And then, then we moved up to Legend cars, and Ronnie running a full year of Legend cars. And then, we had success in that. And then Dylan had just got old enough to get a Legend car, and he probably I bet Dylan didn't run 8 or 10 Legend races. And then it was like, that was when they started letting the younger kids run like the limited cars and stuff. And of course, Dylan was probably a little younger than he was supposed to be, but
Right.
I found a car like that I used to have at Caraway, an old Childress car.
Sure.
Found one, redone it for Dylan, and was going to let him go to Ace and run. And actually, we took him down to Ace the week before the last race of the year at Ace. Dylan was only 12. He looked like he was 10, but
Right.
he was 12.
He
But
still looks like he's 10.
yeah. But she was supposed to be 13 because it was ASA back then
Yeah.
on the track. And anyway, I told Brad, we went there and practiced that Thursday, and Brad Allen was on the track,
Yep.
and he was like really fast. And Brad's like, hey, man, bring him down here Friday night, let him run. I was like, no. I was like, man, it's championship night, man.
Right. I don't want to mess anybody
I don't
up.
mess nobody
Yeah.
up, man. He's like, no, man, I'm telling you, bring him down here. I was like, man, I don't know, man. He said, well, just do this. He said, bring him down and let him practice to everybody. That way he's around other cars.
Correct. Yeah.
And just see how he does. He said, then if you decide you want to let him race, you start rear of the field or just load up and go home, whatever you want to do. So we went down there and practiced, and we was P1 on the board both rounds of
Nice.
practice. I'm like, and Brad's over like, I'm telling you, man, you better let
He
him
needs
race.
a race. He needs a race.
Well, I'll never forget, it was Boo Boo and Ziggy Zimmerman. I don't even remember.
I remember Ziggy, yeah.
They were running for the championship that night. I don't remember. It was a really tight race. And Brad talked me into letting Dylan race. And I don't remember how we qualified. I mean, it was pretty decent, I think. But Dylan won the race.
Mm.
Boo Boo and Ziggy finished second, third.
Okay.
And like he smoked them.
Nice.
And
They
and
knew
I,
he was going to be a force to be
and I was like, I was more surprised than anybody. I mean, everybody, he crawls out of that car, and I mean, he's like 2 foot tall. I mean, he looked like
He can't see over the door.
yeah, he could.
How many telephone books you have him on, Ronnie? Yeah.
I tell you what, we had to, I'll go back to that, but we, anyway, we won the race, and I mean, it was like awesome. So Brad's like, all right, man, you come back next year, run full season.
Yeah.
And I said, oh yeah. So we went there and tested the winter some, and that was the year he won 13 out of 15,
Nice.
and he won 10 straight. Because, after you won 3 in a row down there, you had to start dead last every week.
Right. Then you got to work for it, man.
He started dead last, and he won 10 straight. And that 11th one, he lost by about an inch. He just needed about another start finish line, be about another foot further
He'd
away.
had it.
But it was what it was. And then so We last race of the season that year, we were gonna move him up to late model because Ronnie was running. Had started running some UARE then,
Yeah.
and
And that's where you guys really started touring. Is that correct?
yeah,
That's when KLB, golly, Harold Crook,
yeah.
those guys had it. That was a great tour back in the day.
And it was, and I mean, Ronnie, we started. He ran the first year.
How old was Ronnie then? 15, 16?
15,
Okay.
14, no 14.
Okay.
He was 14 because his first race was at Dillon, South Carolina.
Yep.
And I called Kerry Bodenheimer. I was like, "Hey, man, he's like, man, I don't know, man. He's pretty young.
He's really young, yeah.
And he'd run some limited races at Caraway. I mean, we just kind of moved around and stuff because he really wasn't old enough to.
But he probably had more racing experience, and probably half guys in the field.
Oh yeah, I mean that was the thing. Kerry's like, well, he's done a lot of racing, and so he let him run Dillon that year.
Yeah,
it was near the end of the season or whatever, and went down there and we kind of finished 12. I mean, which was
against those guys. I mean, because at the time,
cars there at night.
Well, not only that, but a bunch of those guys have gone on to big things. And it was at the time, we didn't have the Cars Tour then. It was our Cars Tour. It was as premier as it got. So you were racing against big guys, big money, lots of talent. 14-year-old kid, man, that's pretty impressive.
So we did that, and then, like I say, then the last race of the season at Ace that year, I put a for sale sign on the side of Dillon's car, sold it right there on the racetrack.
Wow.
Never even took it home. And matter of fact, Boo Boo Dalton and bought it right there on the racetrack.
Yeah, he's tired of following that thing.
And I was talking to his dad at Martinsville this year, and he said, man, we still got that car today.
Wow.
He said, he said, we are still winning races with it. And
that racetrack doesn't care how old it is, does it?
Yeah. I'm telling you, that was just one of those cars. It was just a good car.
Velocita-USA, the world's greatest driving suit. Lighter, faster, better than what you're wearing. Suits, gloves, chutes, helmets, head and neck restraint, everything for your safety program in one location. Check us out online, velocita-usa.com. Give us a call, 336-764-8502. Drive fast, take chances. For all your rodeo and Western lifestyle apparel, check out rocket-donkey.com. That's Rocket Donkey Apparel. You'll see these folks all over the place. You'll even pick them up at the Chili Bowl Nationals. They've got trade show booths at virtually every barrel race in America. Check them out online, rocket-donkey.com. Hey guys, this part of the show brought to you in part by EasySponsorships.com. If you're looking for sponsorship for your race car and running into dead ends and closed doors everywhere, check out EasySponsorships.com and learn from the super sponsor man, Claude Hagerty. He will show you how to find money to go racing.
I remember I saw you at the store one day, and you guys, I guess, Ronnie and Dillon were both racing at the time. I said, how's race going? And I think Dillon had kind of backed off. He wasn't running as much. And I said, how you boys doing? You said, man, yeah, Dillon ain't running as much as he was. I said, what about Ronnie Jr.? You said, oh, yeah, he's on fire. And I said, and I asked you because I hadn't really followed or kept up with the kids that much at that time. We had gone dirt racing. I said, how good is he? You said, man, he's unbelievable. I said, well, you were pretty good too, Ronnie. You said, man, he's way better than I ever was. He said his worst day's better than my best day ever. So
yeah, I'll be honest with you. That's him and Dillon both, man. They could, yeah. On my best day they would have killed me.
So the kids ran up through that, late models, the whole deal. When did we go Xfinity racing? What was the catalyst for that? That's a huge step, man. You guys went from
we did K&N next.
No, I remember the K. You're right. I
Which
didn't think
is
about
Arcanal.
Yep.
We did we did the late model stuff and really though we was winning so much in the late model back then. It was almost to the point it wasn't fun.
Right.
I ain't gonna say it wasn't fun, but it was like man, we could. I think the last year Ronnie run late models, I think he won 16 or 17 that year, and then Dillon run one more year, and Dillon won. I mean, God, he won everywhere he went, man. Sure. It didn't matter. I mean, we'd never been to Motor Mile, and back in,
Motor Mile was the place, man. It was Daytona for us,
and Pulliam and Tommy Lemons and
yeah.
I can't remember.
Frank Denny's crowd was up there.
Well, they were just kicking butt that year.
Yeah.
And they always. I mean, that was
their track.
Anyway, and
that's where Mike Looney started. I mean,
Looney was there.
Yeah.
And then anyway, word got back. Yeah, bring Dillon up here to Motor Mile. Get some of this.
Yeah.
You know how people talk.
Oh yeah.
So and we'd never been up. I raced up there, but they had never been. And Ronnie never had raced up there. Still hadn't. So anyway, guys just helped in the shop. So let's just go to Motor Mile. They got twin 100s next week.
Nice.
So let's just go up there and see what we got. Well, we go up there and Dillon qualified outside pole.
So we got
And
we got a lot.
and I'm thinking, man, we ain't bad here. Well, Lee and I can't remember who he was battling with. They were battling back and forth. Dylan's running third. I mean, right on the bumper, and you could see it coming. About 2 to go. Dylan dove up under him, went by both of them, and won the race.
Oh,
First
wow.
race we ever run up there.
Man.
It won, and it was. I mean, it was. I mean, you know, like, okay, boys,
on
we
cloud nine
we
then.
did what y'all said. We come up
Yes.
here, but then, of course, they had twin 100s. Second race, they invert the top 8 or something. I don't remember.
And man, and that place, as close as it was, you could drop a hat over to 10 cars. So
Well, they had a wreck going in turn 1.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm talking like killed everybody's car.
gracious.
They took our car. I'll never forget ours, Tommy Lemon's, Lee's. I mean, like, took 2 records to drag them off the track.
Those double record draws are never good.
Well, then the bad part was, you know, Jackie,
Oh, yeah.
the tech guy, which, you know, he's with the cars for now. I like Jackie, but he's like, drag him the tech. You know what
That's insult to injury.
you know what he checked? We had to take the cams out that night.
Oh, with a wrecked race car.
I mean, we had to go get sawzalls, cut the front end of the cars off just to get to the front of the motors.
Camshafts out, yeah.
And we left there. The sun was coming up that morning when we left there. And I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
boys, we enjoyed it, but we
We
probably
will
won't.
not be back.
We
Yeah.
ain't
I
never
will
coming
say the
back.
sunset and sunrise is pretty at Motor Mile, but
Yeah, I don't want to see it again, though.
yeah, my dad used to tell me, he says, when you show up to a racetrack, if they have breakfast on the menu, don't race there. I said, why is that? Maybe they just start early. He goes, no, they go that late. And I'm like, man, that's a pretty good point. I never thought about
That's a
that.
good
So,
one.
yeah. So you guys did the late models. You did K&N. And both the boys were in K&N.
Yeah, we both run Canyon. Are they both run
But
Canyon?
you know, for a while, that was thick here. We had a really good K&N contingent. Kip was our director there for a while. We had, man, they ran Bowman Gray the one year. Larson ran with that.
Yeah.
So we had a really good contingent of K&N. That was really going good. And did you guys ride that thing all the way to the end, or did you make a change before then?
Yeah, we run it probably 4 years, and I mean it was pretty strong.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were and both of them had won a couple races. I mean, it was tough. I mean, because it's some good competition.
Really good competition,
Back
man.
then, you had Venturini, not Venturini, but oh man, I can't even think of Gricci run it, Mike Gricci run. I forget.
But
Anyway.
I think the thing that I remember seeing in that deal, there were Cup Truck Bush level efforts that had development guys in it. Well, obviously that's
yeah.
where Kyle came from.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
Kyle was right. He was in. We did some.
Corey LaJoy was in that.
Corey
deal.
LaJoy
Super
ran
Shoe
with
was in
us.
there. So
Yeah.
there was a bunch of guys that were in that. You're looking down, you're like, man, Chase Elliott ran some of that.
Chase ran with us.
So yeah.
And then Todd Gillen run with us.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of them. And I'll tell you, though, the coolest thing about the best K&N race we ever had, I mean, we was at New Smyrna, which Ronnie won New Smyrna 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
But he's the only driver that this probably ever happened to. It's kind of luck Ronnie's got. His luck is like, it is. If it can happen to him, it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Well, Todd Gilligan, Spencer Davis running first and second. Ronnie's running third. And them 3 were the class of the field. They were on top of each other like, you know.
Putting on a show.
Well, they get a white flag, and I knew it was going to happen. I mean, of course, with Spencer, too, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, and, I mean, we've raced with them forever, and, I mean, we still do. And they rolled off into 3, and Spencer was leading. Well, Ronnie gets into the back of Todd, or might have been vice versa. I can't remember. But they all got into each other. Well, all of them but Ronnie wound up in the fence.
Oh, my.
Ronnie comes by and takes Cherokee flag, wins the race.
Nice.
Spencer's in the wall. The Todd Gillen, he's in the fence. Well, Ronnie wins the race. And Todd has a Napa sponsor on his car, and that was the same year they sponsored Elliott at Daytona, and it was when that first started. And so we were in Victory Lane getting our picture made now. And just all of a sudden, they come down here and say, whoa, stop everything. I'm like, what's going on? It's like, wait a minute, you got to roll that car out of Victory Lane. It's like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
It's like, y'all didn't win. So I'm thinking they just qualifying us for rough driving or something.
Right.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, it was all 3 of them, but, you know,
Yeah.
we just had to be the one to come out on
Well,
top
there you
of
go.
it.
Somebody's got to win it.
So they said, no, we reviewed the race, and we run one too many laps. So we're going to go back to the white flag. And Todd Gillen was leading on the white flag, so he won the race.
What?
I'm like, what are you talking about? They was like, no. And they took a record and drug Todd's car into victory lane,
Wow.
give him the checkered flag, give him the trophy, and put us back to third. You tell me
Man.
that's ever happened before.
Wow. That's rough right there.
So they show up at Mobile, Alabama the next week. So that we had run in Alabama the next week. And I don't even know the guy. Whoever the guy that owns the track at Mobile, in the drivers' meeting, we're in the drivers' meeting, and he's like, "Hey," he's like, before we finish this drivers' meeting up, he said, "I got an award I need to give out," and he has another check made up with Ronnie's name on it. He said, "This is the true winner of the
Man,
whatever." I
that's
forget
awesome.
the sponsor. Give it to Ronnie in the drivers' meeting at his track.
Wow.
He's like, "That was BS." He
Yeah.
said, "This boy won the race." He said,
Golly, that's crazy. I never knew that happened.
He called him out. I mean,
Wow.
so yeah. Then so anyway, we did that for several years, but I've got a picture. Matter of fact, it's up at our office. It shows a picture of Ronnie and Dylan because they were running first and second at the next years at New Smyrna. And Ronnie, they didn't take that one from him.
Thank goodness.
But it showed Ronnie and Dylan running first and second. It shows a restart. Dylan's on the outside, Ronnie's on the front row. And there must have been 35 cars down there. And there's a whole picture. I mean, we got a picture of the restart, and
Your boys right there.
they're on the front row.
Man, that's awesome.
And that's probably the coolest picture in racing that we've ever had.
That's awesome.
Because you can see all the big names and all the cars and all the
Everybody there.
who they were and all. And so, but anyway, we decided, we was doing that, and we had a guy working for us, a guy named Skip Aller, which Skip passed away about 2 years ago now, and he'd cup race forever. And Skip was like, "Hey man, let's go Xfinity racing." I mean, man, you lost your mind.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm like,
When I heard y'all were going to Xfinity racing, I'm like, man, what is brewing at the Bassett's?
I said, "There's no way." He said, "I'm telling you, man." He said, "Because K&N stuff, we're racing at the same tracks they're racing every
Sure.
week." He said, "Does that truck know what car it's hauling?" I mean, this is how he told me. He said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, the fuel mileage from here to Dover is the same as what he got an Xfinity car in top, K&N car, right?"
Yeah.
He said, "How much does the tires cost?" I said, "The same money."
Okay.
I mean, of course, you would get more in the Xfinity.
Yeah.
He said, "But the tire money was the same per set." He said, "And the entry fees, I mean, the license was a little more.
Right.
I mean, maybe $1,500 more for the owner's license or something like that."
And at that level, $1,500, you don't even hardly miss it at that point. So
And he said, "Now look at this payout." He said, "Okay." He said, "I'm just going to say, we know we're not going to win an Xfinity race."
sure.
He said, "I'm just looking at it as far as money." He said, "We win the Xfinity, we win a K&N race." And I think, man, they didn't pay nothing.
That was like $4 or $5 grand. It was not a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said, "Look at the Xfinity." He said, "If we just start the race without the TV money, we're going to get 20 grand.
Wow.
It's just a start." And then the TV money, obviously, on that deal, I'm sure you know how it works. It's
Yeah.
a totally separate check.
Sure.
But you have to run every single race
In order to get it.
to get the TV money. So that was how we kind of got hooked up with Mario Gosling.
Okay.
Mario, he was running 2 full-time cars. He's trying to run 3.
Yeah. Mario and Michelle, top shelf, man. Always had great equipment and good people. One of the smartest guys in racing.
So we met up with Mario, and he's like, "Look," he said, "this third car I got, I can't run it every week. But if you'll run the races I can't, then we can run that same number every week. Then we can get in the TV money. And then when you race, whatever race you race, because when we went, it was our stuff and our people, everything.
Right.
It just had the 92 on the side of it,
Sure.
or the 90. And so we'd get the TV money and we'd get the purse. So
Right.
and then when Mario would go, he would get everything. But the number was listed under Mario's number. And so that's what we did. We did it for a couple years. And
Yeah.
I mean,
And both of the boys, y'all rotated.
Yeah.
Ronnie would run, Dylan would run. Ronnie would run, Dylan would run.
our very first race, we went to Phoenix. Ronnie had to get qualified, or had to run they call it short track, before they'd let him go, because we were going to Texas the
Sure.
next week. And they said, "Well, you go to Phoenix to run. As long as you don't do anything stupid, we'll approve you to go for a mile and a half."
Right.
Well, we go to Phoenix, and on our mock run, man, the oil line, there was I don't know, them motors were different than what we were used to. They had a plug in them to bypass something like for a mock run
Right.
and to give more power. Well, somebody didn't do something right. Basically what happened, the oil line blew off and the oil down the track.
Oh.
And I'm like, man, this does not look good on us.
Yeah. NASCAR's like, okay, that was stupid.
But we were like, but in practice, man, we were in top 20 on the board all day. And so Wayne Alton comes down. Ronnie made a mistake. He's used to like, okay, I got a problem. Let's just get off the track.
Yeah.
Well, he left the oil. It happened going into one. He left the oil streak on the track all the way around the back stretch, all the way to the pits. And dude, when I'm talking like, if you ain't ever been chewed out by Wayne Alton,
I can
ain't-
imagine.
And when he's getting them two veins on his head are freaking
Yeah.
look like
He was-
they're as
you
big
said-
as your finger sticking out
You
his
saying
head.
Wayne was unhappy about the oil down?
Oh, he told him, he said, when something happens, you stop. You don't move another inch.
Yeah.
And so, long story short, we wound up using Mario's backup car, and Wayne's like, yeah, you can go to Texas. So we go to Texas, and really, so that was really our first outing.
Yeah.
And we wound up finishing 15th at Texas first time out.
Man, I mean, for upstart deal, that's not bad.
Dude, 15th was a win for us.
Yeah.
I mean, and so we had some good runs, man, and it went pretty good till COVID hit.
Yeah.
And when COVID hit, because the year COVID hit, Mario decided, he wanted to keep the number and do his deal or whatever.
Right.
So we had no option. We had no points. We had nothing.
Sure.
And so we just come up with our own numbers, and we come up with a 77 number,
Yeah.
and we just run. We show up, and the last year we did it. I mean, we got rained out 4 times.
Gracious.
Never even got on the racetrack.
And the thing is that you still have all the costs. You got car prep, you went, you got entry fee, you went ahead and pre-bought, you got all your stuff.
You got to pay for pit crews and all this stuff.
And you went home with nothing.
We never even got off the trailer 3 times. It was
Wow.
raining when we got there, and never even unloaded the car.
Gracious.
Went to Daytona twice. Got
Man.
rained out. I mean, and finally, one day we was out working, me and Ronnie and Dylan, we was riding down the road, and I said, or Ronnie said something about it. He said, hey, man, he's like, I was looking at this late model. He said, I'm thinking about just getting a late model, and we can just go have fun on the weekends that we ain't racing. We'll just go have fun.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there thinking, I was like, we can sell all this Xfinity stuff. We ain't gonna have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I was just joking. I mean, 'cause we was already getting ready for next year.
Sure.
And he's like, do it. The boys, you ain't got, don't tell me. He's like, well, that car store thing's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're tired of doing it, which they knew I was getting, it was
It was
hard
weird.
on me.
It takes a lot.
It was a lot, man. I mean, it's killing me. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I was like, hey, if y'all want to go car store racing, we'll go car
Man,
store
that's in our
racing.
backyard. Going to be way easier.
And
I remember, I can't remember the exact time of year that you guys, I saw the post. I saw Ronnie post it that all of your Xfinity stuff was for sale. And we thought it was a joke. And here's the reason I thought it was a joke. Like the week before, he had called me about doing over the wall suits for y'all.
Mhm.
Because y'all were going to update all your over the wall stuff. We had just talked, kind of worked out a deal. I actually had a local sponsor. He may have never even told you that was going to offset a substantial cost of that for y'all
Mhm.
because there were some folks who liked and really admired what the boys were doing. We had just talked about this. I think we were trying to get together, come over to the shop, get all your guys measured. And then like 5-6 days later, I see we're selling out. I'm like, no way. Ain't no way.
I'm telling you, the day we were riding down the road and I made that comment, they said sell it. I mean, that day.
Wow.
I posted it that day. I was like, before they change their mind.
Yeah.
And, and I'll be honest with you, I mean, when I say pressure, dude, you just wouldn't believe the pressure that, I mean, they had on them because, I mean, they were doing all the work.
Yeah.
I mean, you're racing against Joe Gibbs. You're racing,
You race against everybody.
And the fun was going away.
Yeah.
I mean, they were all in, though.
I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there's a clip that we had a while back, came up on the show. It said, racing, we all started this because it was fun. It needs to be fun on the day that you finish 10th. It needs to be fun on the days that we win. It needs to be fun on the day that you hit the wall, you tore the front end off of it, you blew the motor. No matter what, we're supposed to be doing this because it's fun.
Mhm.
And it's really easy because you guys made business. You made racing your business. At some point, you got to get numb. It's got to take it away. You got to be like, man, this is not what we set out to do.
And that's where it got. I mean, I was to that point. I'm not gonna lie to you because
Yeah.
I was the one having to fund it, and it's tough, man. And so
And your boys probably saw that. They had to.
They
They're
did.
tuned in.
They did. So, but I'm telling you, the day they made that comment, I told them, I said, look, I said, now I'm all in. I mean, we're going racing next year. We
Yeah.
like I say, they done talk to you. I mean,
Yeah. No, we were on the way.
we were working on the cars, man.
Yeah.
But when they said that, I said, hey, if you serious, we'll do it. I said, and
Yeah.
we still race. They was like posting. I mean, that stuff sold like boom.
No, I remember
Yeah.
there was a handful of things that people called me about and said, how good do you know Ronnie Bassett? I'm saying, man, I've known Ronnie 30 plus years. Is it good stuff? Is it really what he's saying? And before they even got to call y'all, it was gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone, man. I mean, like it was, and I'll be honest with you, it was really perfect. I mean, it couldn't have been no more perfect. If we'd have waited one more year,
Yeah,
we'd have been in trouble.
sure.
I mean, because at that time, the motor deal, like the top 15 cars, we called them the $1 Million Club.
Yeah.
I mean, had all your lease motors,
Yep,
this and that.
yep.
Well, we were what we call on a B plan, which we had the number one B plan motor.
Sure.
So, I mean, that's why we could run 15th at Texas.
Sure.
But that next year, man, top 30 cars wound up, man. Everybody come up with all this money. Everybody had lease motors.
Right.
I mean, it's $33,000 a race to rent a motor.
To rent a motor. To rent a motor.
motor.
You don't own that motor. You rent
One race.
You'd probably never paid $33,000 to own a motor in your whole life at that point.
I mean,
yeah.
$33,000 is what they were charging to rent a motor. So we would have been out anyway. I mean, because, you know, I mean, it just.
So, you know, I've always wondered this, and Jeremy Clements, I've known Jeremy for a long time too. Jeremy dominated the dirt late model racing world. At this point, we've actually had Bobby Pierce on the show. We got Ricky Thornton coming. We got Ryan Gustin. We got a bunch of guys. I got the honor of making the last 10 suits Scott Bloomquist wore. Arguably the best dirt late model racer that we've had up until now. How hard was it for you to go from a winning effort, knowing that you were a contender every week, to knowing if you showed up and you finished top 15, that had to be a total change of mindset. You guys have always won. How hard was that pill to swallow?
It was. I mean, like, yeah, because I don't know how many times I've been asked that. Everybody's like, man, why would you do that? You know, I was like, look, man, it's like, and still, even today, I don't regret it.
Sure.
Because, like, I mean, we got to do a lot of things that maybe a lot of people would like to do. I mean,
And we'll never get a chance.
never get a chance. I
Right.
mean, did we go to Daytona? Absolutely. Did we go to Dover? Absolutely. Did we go to Kansas? Absolutely. I mean, we've raced everywhere.
Sure.
I mean, did we win? No. I mean, but there's a lot of times. I mean, there was one year at Richmond, Dylan. I mean, there was, I don't remember which race it was, fall race or whatever, but I mean, like, man, he was like stupid fast. He spins out in qualifying on his first lap. Then he comes back on the second lap and he wound up qualifying, I think, like 15th or 16th or something. And I mean, like, recovered really good. Well, then during the race, you know, we had RCR chassis.
Yeah.
We bought them, you know, Dylan sold us some chassis.
Those are right here in town.
Yeah.
Easy to do. Yeah.
And they, but I'll never forget, though, Dylan was running, I think, 8th at Richmond. I mean, like, we were running, like, good. And I'll never forget, because Michael Waltrip was doing the, you know, on the TV, the broadcast on TV. And that was when Reddick was running Xfinity. I see, it was Reddick and
JD ran with you guys, didn't he?
who?
Didn't Gibbs run with you guys too?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
But anyway, Dylan was running 8th. And Waltrip knew that we had like RCR cars. And we wasn't affiliated with them, but like they sold us chassis.
Sure.
Well, Waltrip makes a comment on the TV. He's like, man, it's like Bassett's like, man, they're like just these local guys, you know, just do the work themselves, which we do.
Yes.
He's like, man, he's leading the RCR pack right now. He kind of said that on TV, which yeah, because it was Dylan, then like Reddick, and then I'm trying to think who else was in the RCR cars at the time, but they were all behind us.
Nice.
And all the colleague cars are behind us. And Waltrip called it out. Dude, from that point on, we didn't get nothing else.
Right.
It's like, man, I was like,
Yeah.
and we wound up, and he stayed out on a caution and lined up on the front row on the restart.
Yeah.
Which I didn't think was a good idea. I was like, man, them boys come down tired. They got new tires. We sit on the front row
Yeah.
with old tires, and we wound up still finishing 12th that night, I think.
Right on.
Which was
Again, but to hear the mentality, hear you say, man, 12, we did great.
Yeah.
And knowing that, you know, prior to that, your boys collectively have won, you know, 1,000 feature wins.
Yeah.
And now you're like, man, we finished 12th. That was
Yeah.
a great day. I talked to Jeremy one day and I'm like, he said, I can't explain it, man. He said, I don't know. And, you know, I guess he's got what, 1 or 2 Xfinity wins now, but how good, and I pose this as a question, and I pose this as a question, not as an insult, but think about it. If you had taken the resources, time, money, effort, energy that you spent in Xfinity, and y'all had focused that in some other area of racing where you'd have still been a big fish in a good sized pond, would you have won more races? Would y'all have more championships? Would you be further down the road? Not that you regret the Xfinity thing, but do you ever think about, man, if we wouldn't have done that, we'd be doing ABC?
Yeah, I mean, I've thought about that, and especially now with the Cars Tour as big as it is.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, if we'd have just said, hey, let's just go run Cars Tour, like, you know, kind of like back when Josh Berry and all of them were running.
Yeah, when Jack had first started it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, would that have launched their career better?
Right.
You know, I mean, you think about that, but, and this is the biggest thing, this is the biggest question everybody asks me. It's like, man, why did you not take what money you had and went and bought them a top tier ride?
Sure.
And And the reason I didn't have never done that is, for one thing, because a lot of people we've raced with done that.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, a lot of people got deep pockets.
Sure.
You know, they can just write checks.
Yes.
Well,
You can also write checks too. They may not be good, but you can still write the check.
well, I mean,
Post dated.
we have to write little checks. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like if like I know we're racing at you know, Florence in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever, for the 400.
Yeah.
I mean, like I already know what the tire bill is going to be.
Sure.
I mean, like, you know, we're gonna work even harder to make sure all that happens.
And here's the thing: you still today own a gutter business.
Mhm.
Y'all do vinyl siding, roof washing, the whole deal. Like no magic bullet dropped down or fell down. Y'all work for everything that y'all got.
We have to work every day.
Every day. Your boys race, your boys work, your boys are involved in it. I mean, you guys are white knuckle every day.
But the thing though, going back to that question, like everybody asks, why did you not do that? Is like the reason I didn't do that is like when we run late models, like when we got ready to move to the K&N deal, well, I had something to sell to be able to take that money.
Go to the next level.
Go to the next level.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we got done with the K&N stuff. I mean, you're not getting money back that you paid for this stuff.
We know none of us are.
But if I were just wrote a check, well, at the end of the day, when you leave the track, all you got
You
is your
have
helmet.
nothing.
You have nothing.
Right.
Well, then, you know, then so we sold all their Xfinities. I mean, the K&N stuff. That's
Bought
how we
Xfinity.
bought the
K&N.
Xfinity car.
Makes sense.
So then we sold Xfinity cars. That's how we built all the late models. So I mean, in my mind, the way I have to work, because we just don't have funds just sitting there.
Yeah.
We got to make sure we got something to keep rolling over
To keep doing
to
it.
try to keep doing it.
So let me ask you this. So grassroots effort, you know, we got a million kids out there who think they're going cup racing. At the end of the day, how hard is it to race at that level? How truly hard is it to run? I'm just going to call it radial tire racing, Ronnie. Truck, for me, it's always going to be Cup Truck Bush. I know it ain't Bush, but Cup Truck O'Reilly now. How hard is it to race that level?
I mean, personally, I ain't, as far as the racing part, I haven't never drove it.
Well,
yet,
so
but
take the driver out of the seat, all of the things that go with it, the funding, the preparation, the cars, the buying the technology, the testing, as we can say, wind tunnel time, this, that, and the other. How much more effort is required to do that than run the cars to it?
well, it takes a lot. I mean, like far as just, like us, you know, we were racing. We didn't have no engineers. We didn't have, and you know, they even went to where it was just show up and qualify, no practice.
Right.
Well, these guys that has the sim and all that stuff, well, they could dial all that stuff in. I mean, we went to, I think it was, where was it, Ronnie? Went Darlington, and this lineup race. I mean, and of course, you know, we thought we had our heights right, you know, but we'd never been to Darlington, never made a lap of Darlington, and went out there, and I mean, the first lap we roll from turn one, the thing hits the racetrack. I mean, and when it hits the racetrack,
It's
you know,
over.
It won't turn.
Yeah.
Well, you know, so we're waiting on the first caution to come out. Well, he's dropping like a rock. I mean, because it just would not turn. And Wayne Alton come over and said, "Hey, man," he's like, "you got to pick the pace up, or you're gonna have to get off the track." I was like, "Wayne, we were on the track, but you know, like I told him, I was like, a 5-minute round of practice, we
Would've
could have
solved all that.
fixed that."
Right.
Well, anyway, a caution come out. Luckily, it wasn't us. We come in and put some Packers in, got it up, drove up, and finished 15th.
Nice.
I mean, 15th. And I'm like, you know what? It's like, but you know,
Could have prevented that with a little bit of practice. And I
well, that
understand
and
they're trying to cut costs. I get it, but
going back though, but like if we'd had the information like the big teams and stuff like that,
start
that wouldn't
with.
happen either.
Sure.
You know, so when you don't have those resources,
Right.
you know, that's the kind of stuff you got to fight.
This episode brought to you in part by Schoenfeld Headers, Van Buren, Arkansas, all the way back to Daddy Schoenfeld, building the best headers for all types of racing. If you need headers for your race cars, SchoenfeldHeaders.com. Check them out online or at any of their thousands of retailers nationwide. This episode brought to you by Bassett Racing Wheels. Whether you're looking for a 15-inch inertia wheel, rolled edge, armor edge protection, whatever it is that you need, DOT, IMCA, Bassett Racing Wheel has you covered. Bassett Racing Wheels is the leader in short track wheels nationwide. BassettWheels.com for all your racing wheel needs. This portion of our show brought to you by Woodleaf Raceway Park, right on Facebook. Check out the world's greatest dirt go-kart track with a focus on kids and family. They have un-go-karted go-kart racing. Jeff Freeman and his staff work tirelessly to make sure your kids are safe and having a great time. Check them out on Facebook at Woodleaf Raceway Park.
And those resources cost. They're very expensive.
Very expensive.
Yeah.
And nobody, I mean, and I know it's these guys, it's their job, but like, I don't care how good a buddy you are.
Right.
Like you ask a guy what tire pressure is, dude, that'd be like, I mean.
That's skull bullion right there. You ain't getting it.
I mean, they won't tell you nothing because the last race we run, this is the funniest thing. We was at Phoenix, the very last Xfinity race we run. Dylan run in, and Dylan qualified 12th at Phoenix. But we had an hour practice that day because it was championship weekend.
Yeah.
So they did something we actually had 2-hour practice like they used to back in the day before COVID. So we was able to get our heights right, be able to make a mock run.
Sure.
And we qualified 12th. And as soon as he went out, he went to the top of the board. Well, he was still on the top of the board, like 15 cars into the run. I'm thinking, my God, I mean, then, all of a sudden, here comes all these guys on these big teams. Hey, man, what air pressure do you have? What air pressure? I'm like, you really going to ask me?
96, 103,
I mean,
11. Yeah.
But it was like, and we wound up being 12.
Yeah.
And which is.
For a home-funded team, man, that's pretty impressive.
I was looking, it was funny because that popped up on my phone yesterday.
In memory.
And somebody commented on it and said, look, the 21, the 98, and all these, named all these cars, they all behind you.
Yeah.
So,
just kind of as an inspiration there, Ronnie, because you guys kind of came from nothing. I tell people all the time, I started with nothing, still have most of it left. Your boys really went basically to the top. Just kind of as an inspiration, man. You guys just worked hard to do it. What advice would you give the kids that are out there today, the kids that maybe are in Bandolera today, or they're running a limited late model or a late model, and they're looking to go to that next level? What advice would you lend to them? Because you did make it. You guys achieved that level of success. What would you tell them out there today? How can they get there? What do they need to do?
Well, I mean, it is a lot of work. I mean, you got to really be dedicated, but I mean, at the end of the day, you got to have some backing. I mean, if you're going to make it, when I say make it, it's like being a top tier ride. I mean, you got to have backing. I mean, you can win all the races in the world.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but it is not going to get you nowhere.
And that's unfortunate. We talk about that all the time. You've probably seen, we endorse a sponsorship guy, Claude Hagerty out of Niagara Falls. This guy teaches people how to find money. He doesn't find money, but he teaches people how to find money. And I say this all the time. And if you disagree with this, let me know, because you've been in that world and it's only speculation for me. I don't know that we could go down the street here. We've got a cup team right here in town. I don't know that we could go down the street today with a checkbook and walk in the door and say, hey, my kid's going to drive this car next year. But it almost is that bad, is it not?
I'll tell you this. You go find you $5 or $6 million.
Yes, sir.
You be driving that car next year.
Think so?
I know so.
Wow. So
I know so.
The days, and we talked about this the other day, we were at the World of Outlaws race. We were there qualifying night and there for the the short track deal. There are no talent scouts anymore. We're not looking to see how good your kid can drive because, in my opinion, some of the best race car drivers in the world are still out there. They're never going to get an opportunity. Do you disagree with that?
100%.
Yeah.
It's all about, and it's sad, man, but this is the example I use right here. You got $20 million, $15 million, whatever. You go down the road here. You check, cash it, you clears the bank.
Yeah.
You're in. Wow. You're in. Take that same check. Go down here to Charlotte and give it to the Carolina Panthers. Say, I want to be your starting quarterback next year.
Yeah.
Ain't happening.
Right.
That's
a really good point, man. I never thought of that.
That's
rich. That's rich, man.
That's just the truth.
And here's the thing. When you say that quarterback has been scouted, has been trained, has been coached, has been groomed to be a quarterback in that kind of role. No matter how hard your kid worked, your circle drive probably did lay the foundation for your boys to have the ability to go there. It is unfortunate, say this boldly, it is unfortunate that you guys weren't able to capture that 7-figure, that 8-figure sponsor to carry that torch and keep going. Obviously the kids could drive. Obviously they had the ability.
Yeah, but a lot of it's probably our fault too, though. I mean, and I've been told this more one time, if I would have put as much effort into trying to find money is that we were to going racing, being at the racetrack every week,
Sure.
we probably would have had a better opportunity. But I mean, I've been told that, and from
Yeah.
people that know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Again, and circling back, it's unfortunate that the opportunity only presents itself when the finances are available.
Exactly.
That's extremely unfortunate. Because here's the thing: we remember, man, guys, and you knew, man, our old buddy Brent Elliott
Mm-hmm.
ran Grand National races out of Denton, North Carolina, in a one-bay shop behind the Napa Auto Parts store, and was competitive. That's when you could still make things happen. And I don't know really who's the last guy who really made it on talent alone. I think about Carl Edwards. I think about some of these guys didn't come from money, didn't come from opportunity, who really went all the way to kind of see that thing through. But man, I think we're living in a generation now where we don't see that anymore.
Well, it's even proven, even like in the Cars Tour now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the toughest late model series in the
Ever.
country.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care what anybody says. I mean, that's the hardest. Ronnie told me this one time. He said that's harder than Xfinity racing.
Yeah.
I mean, like when qualifying is a 10th from first to 31st. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just don't see stuff like that. But even like in that series right there, you walk down pit road, and I'll bet you. I mean, we were talking about it the other day. I know Ronnie works on his car. We were trying to think what other driver works on their car.
It's very few now.
There
Yeah.
ain't 4 drivers on that pit road that don't just show up with a helmet.
If a guy, and we interviewed Kip, so we had some Cars Tour rumors and truths and myths. I'll ask you, do you think that Cars Tour racing in general, or that tour, has made it more difficult to run late model stocks all over in the other places that late model stocks run? Do you also see that may be why we've got diminishing car counts in some places? Or do you think it's just a sign of the times?
I mean, it's to run the Cars Tour, you got to be on your game. Now, like, I know a lot of people say, well, and I see these numbers all the time. People throw on the internet. You
Yeah.
know, oh man, it costs you X amount of dollars to go Cars Tour racing.
You're doing it. What does it cost Cars Tour race?
I mean, we do it all ourselves, though.
So let me ask you a question. I have nothing, and I want to go Cars Tour racing. I buy my cars. I call Jay. I call whoever. I get cars built. I probably need 2 or 3 cars, 2 or 3 motors. I'm going to need some way to get them to the racetrack. I'm probably going to need a guy in the shop, that kind of thing. What am I going to spend if I already had my equipment per year to go Cars Tour racing and contend? What am I going to spend, Ronnie?
If you don't have nothing,
No. I've already. So let's just say I bought my equipment. I'm going racing now.
Okay.
What do I need to budget to spend for a year of Cars Tour race and contend?
I mean, you're going to spend a couple $100,000 a year.
Wow.
I mean, to do it, to try to do it right.
Yeah.
If we don't, and I'm sure you the same way. Like if you bend something, we
Yeah.
don't straighten nothing. We fix.
We've-
We've replaced it.
We replace it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you bend your clip a little bit, I mean, now you used to get a clip for $2,500. Now you spend $6,000 or $7,000 for a front clip.
Right.
$8,000. I mean, you used to get a whole chassis for that.
Yeah, I called Jay last year. I wanted to update the front of. I've still got a little stadium car. Jim Shove still drives for me over there, and we wanted to change the clip on the front end. What do you think it was quoted from firewall forward, uppers, lowers, everything in there, straight row car? Put one of his clips on there the whole day. What do you think he wanted for a clip?
Probably $8,500.
$12,000 by the time we were done with all the parts. $12,000 for clip. But neither you or I paid that much for our first race car or 3, but it's just kind of where we're at and kind of how things have gone. And you know, not to beat on the Cars Tour, because honestly, I think it is something that we needed. That has brought late model stock racing full circle. The nation now knows what late model stocks are. Unbelievable competition, unbelievable tech. You got some of the best drivers in the country that are involved in that. You do have some NASCAR teams that are involved. It's really cool to see Kevin and Dale and Jeff and all these guys that are involved, that their heart is in that deal, pulling that thing together. And man, you know, the best part about the whole Cars Tour, I can get ice cream there.
That's the best part.
I can get ice cream there. So they've done, and these guys, you can tell it's their hobby, I guess you would say, but they've poured their heart and soul into it in order to make that. Man, you're going to get those guys that are going to whine and complain. This costs too much, that costs too much, this, that, and the other. But you're racing at the top level of that type of racing. It's kind of comes with the territory.
I'm just going to tell you, Cars Tour racing, if you're not all in and like fully committed, I mean, like, I mean, don't waste your time. I mean, you know, if you just want to be a Saturday night, which is absolutely like if you just want to go run late models at, you know, a track every Saturday night,
Sure.
there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, but like if you come to the car store, I mean, like you better be on your A game.
Absolutely.
I mean, because even if you're on your A game, don't mean you're gonna be.
Yeah, just so
you
for
still gonna be
reference,
15th, 20th.
how many races has Ronnie Jr. won his whole life, if you were guessing, and everything?
Golly, I mean, I know he won over. I mean, just probably 250 races, easy.
How many cross
300.
tour races have you won?
One.
Yeah.
One.
I mean, we're talking about a kid
I
that can
mean,
wheel, man. So
And some of it's self-inflicted. We've kind of had a, and you know, and I don't make excuses for him. I mean, I just tell him how it is.
Yeah.
I mean, but like this year, especially this year, we have had like these just he got off what happened. He got off on his game.
Yeah.
And chasing, you know, he's trying to chase other things that's just working really good, and he don't have some of the stuff that some of the people's got. There's different chassis out there right now. There's
Right.
one out there that's really just dominating.
Yeah.
And we're just, you know, he's been trying to chase that all year long.
Right.
And like I told him the other day, I said, you just got to forget about that. Get back to your baseline.
Sure.
I said, you don't even have a baseline now because you went so far out in left field trying to chase what you don't have.
Right.
That and it's affected him. You know what I mean? And
sometimes when you get out of the box, you get out of the window, it could be one of two things. It could be incredible and you stumble across something, or you can tune yourself out of the field.
And that's exactly what he's done it. I mean, and he's had Shane Wilson helping him all year.
Yeah.
And Shane, you know, he was crew chief
As
down
good
at
as
RCR for
as
years.
good as it comes.
I mean, Shane ain't no dummy, but like
Right.
he's even like just spun out too. Like, man, I mean, they've been trying stuff like,
yeah.
and it's way above my head now.
Right.
I mean, you know, I don't even understand what they're doing half the time, but like, I know they're trying stuff to try to make up for what they feel like they don't have
Sure.
or whatever. And so then, like, we go to Wilkesboro finally. Just went back to the basics. Qualified fourth.
Nice.
I was like, man, we got it. I mean, and we was like top 5 in practice all day. I mean, like I was like, man, we finally
Where you belong.
you just got back to the basics.
Yeah.
And of course, I do all the tires, which now so it all falls back on me now. The lap 11, the right rear tire was not beaded all the way.
Oh my.
The right rear tire come off. The bead come off the wheel.
Holy cow.
I don't know if you've seen the video, but that's,
Oh, yeah, I did.
that's what
yeah.
happened.
I wondered. I didn't know it was a tire. I thought something broke in the rear end. That's what it looks like.
The bead.
When you
broke
watch the
loose.
video from the infield, it looks like something breaks in the rear end. I haven't seen video from the other side.
Yeah,
so
it was just like,
yeah.
so, but then after that happened, you know, they figured out what happened and I get talking to them. It's like, yeah, we've had a few tires. I mean, it's not like, you know how you pump them up, you
Yeah.
really see it's not beaded all the
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
It's not that, but it's still, it's about an 1/8 inch or so.
Golly,
And the whole tire at one time just come off the right side of the bead.
man.
That's
And
what happened.
it's speed in Wilkesboro's fast.
Oh, killed
fast.
the
good.
car.
Yeah.
I mean, right
Golly.
the car's done.
Yeah.
So-
We throw 75 grand in the trash and start over. Yeah, absolutely.
So you know,
Well, man, I'm tickled that you guys are still after. And now Dylan's not racing anymore. Is that correct?
yeah, Dylan, he decided he wanted to go to, he went to work that big machine.
Yeah.
He went to work at Tricon first on the
Sure.
truck. He did that for a year, and then he's the car chief on the 48 car. He's been down there for 2 years now, and
Awesome.
I've tried to get him back in the car a couple times, you know, and I mean, and I thought he was going to do it some this year, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, this.
So I ask you one, because I didn't get a chance to ask this the other day. I have a feeling that even with all the accomplishments and all the stuff that you guys have done, is there anything better than being a grandpa?
No, that's pretty good. I mean, like, and you know, Ronnie's got 2 kids now,
Yeah.
which now he's going to be in the same situation I've been in all these years.
Yeah.
Takin Grant ain't but about the same age as him and Dylan
Yeah,
apart.
yeah.
And now they're already getting into the juice box
But
racing.
let me say this. So I've heard, and I'm not a grandpa yet. You know, my daughter's at that age. It could happen. So, but I've heard, you know, you did a lot of stuff for your boys growing up. Everybody around here knows that. Everybody knows that Ronnie really took care of his boys really good. Whole family, really, man. You guys got a beautiful home, great family. Business is good, man. That's awesome for you guys. Those boys growing up and their grandsons, I've heard you'll do a lot of stuff for your kids, but I've heard you'll do crazy stuff for your grandkids. Are you ready to do crazy stuff, Ronnie?
And I don't know, yeah. I've been telling Ronnie, I was like, well, you better go figure this out.
Yeah.
I said, I can't go down this road again.
Is there a possible resurfacing plan for the circle driveway with the guardrail?
Well, we might just have to learn to race on that character it's got
There,
now.
well, Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's
Oh
awesome,
man.
man.
But yeah, it's them two, and then Dylan's got a little boy now,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then Brandon's got a
Golly.
boy, a girl, and another one on the way.
Dude, you could have your own racing league right there at the house on the circle driveway.
Yep. So
Man, you could have your own series.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I told them boys, I said, y'all might have to figure this one out. I said, I don't know if I can make that trip again.
Golly. You know what I'm gonna do? Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Day. If you see somebody in your yard looking through the window, I just want to hear the chatter that goes on. Y'all got to have unbelievable holidays, man.
It's funny. Like Tate called me the other night, which is Ronnie's oldest boy,
Yeah.
and he FaceTime me all the time, and he said, listen to this, and he had something in his hand, he pulled it, it makes this noise, and I was like, he said, what's that sound like? I was like, I don't know. I said, do it again. He does it again, and he said, what's that sound like? I said, I don't know. He said, a bandolera. I said, oh man.
Yeah, it won't be long, man.
Boy, your daddy done put you up to making that noise.
Grandpa's gonna be getting bandoleros. So, man, awesome. Well, Ronnie, thanks for coming on today, man. Ronnie, businessman, family man. Man, he loves Jesus. He's got great race cars, good kids, man. You're a staple in the race community. We're honored that you came on the show. It's really awesome. We hope you get your boys on here sometime soon.
Okay.
It's funny when I sent you a message, I said, hey man, you want to come over and talk with us? You said, me or Junior? I was like, no, you, man, I want to talk to the king. So yeah, we really appreciate
It's funny though when you sent me that though, because I get, Ronnie he's always on something all the time. And I was like, he doesn't get, a lot, because I get a lot of texts, especially to Ronnie all the time.
Yes.
So that's why I says, you talking me or Junior?
Yeah, no,
I figured
man.
you just had the wrong number.
I wanted to talk to Dad because, like I say, man, 30 some years ago, we were out there beating fenders off of it, and just to see the evolution of that with your boys has been great, man. Ronnie, tickled to have you on the show, man. Good luck for this upcoming season. Hope that we don't see one Cars Tour win, hopefully multiple Cars Tour wins this year, man. And best of luck with Buddy Scoops, all your endeavors, all the great stuff you're doing for the community. Truly an honor to have you as a friend and have you on the show.
I appreciate you, man.
Thanks
Thank
a lot,
you.
man. All right.
All right.